Come with me to Fire Island. Let's ask the gays all about their financial lives. I thought Fire Island would be a great place to ask the gays about their money just because it's known for being so expensive and exclusive. The guys were very forthcoming. There are some great nuggets in here. Enjoy. Jet Turner in Fire Island. Today we're going to ask the gays about their financial lives. We're going to talk about money beliefs. Hey, what's your name?
Simone.
What do you do, Simone?
I'm a realtor.
How often do you come to Fire Island?
2 or 3 times every year.
Where do you live?
Between New York and Miami.
So do you work in both New York and Miami?
Mostly Miami, but connection in New York as well.
How is the real estate market in Miami?
Miami is awesome. The market is stable.
Hey, how's it going? Do you mind answering a few questions?
Sure.
What's your name?
David.
What do you do, David?
I'm an investment banker.
Do you work in New York?
I work in New York. I started as an engineer.
What made you want to switch?
Destiny put me there, so I was already pathed through internships and so on. So therefore, I was kind of like transplanted to be one, but it wasn't by choice.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid of new challenges, even though they're different or you're studying something different from what you started in college.
Nice. Hey, how's it going?
Going well.
Do you mind answering some questions?
Sure.
What's your name?
Max.
You live in New York?
Yeah.
What do you do, Max?
I work in sales.
Right. What kind of sales do you do? I know there are so many different types of sales.
I work in the publishing industry, so it's like academic research. Mainly it's like electronic research, so access to electronic research. So I work with universities, so I work with university libraries basically to provide access to like medical students or researchers and faculty, that kind of thing.
Do you enjoy that? I hear you can make like a crap ton of money doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the income, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Coco.
Coco, so nice to meet you. I should have known. Coco, I love it. Coco, what do you do for work?
I'm a barber.
How is that? How do you like that?
It's really good.
It's really good?
Yeah, it's recession proof.
I love that. Do
Yeah.
you live in New York?
I do. I live in Long Island City. And I
Okay.
work in Williamsburg. I
Okay.
manage a shop there.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how long have you been a barber for?
Probably like 7 years now.
Okay. How did you get into that field?
Actually, just from living in New York City with my best friends when we were younger, we all decided we were going to do something different.
Yeah.
And one of my friends was a corporate lawyer, and he didn't want to work for like big law firms anymore, so he thought of opening a barber shop, and we came up with it as a friend group.
That's
Yeah.
actually really cool.
Yeah.
And are you all still working together?
Yeah. It's named after 2 of our other best friends' dogs, Otis and Finn.
That's what it's
Yeah.
called, Otis and Finn?
Otis and Finn, yeah, 2 of our other friends' dogs. Yeah, so it's like a big friend family collective.
And how that must just be a beautiful experience, like working with all your friends, working for people that you love.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's queer owned. Yeah, we're all like, and everyone we bring in, we kind of like make them a part of our family also. So
Right.
yeah.
And do you feel like having that support in your workplace makes work so much better and your financial life so much better?
Yes, because also the owner Sean realized when he was working for corporate law that basically like people had to like give up their whole lives to work,
Right.
and he didn't want to make that situation for us at the shop. So that's why we're open,
Right. And so he was just like wanting to give you that.
opportunity to live life, but like still like have a good job, you know? Yeah.
Exactly. Rich, how's it going?
Good.
Are you enjoying the beach today?
It's one of the best beach days all year.
What do you do for work?
I cut hair.
You cut hair? How is that? Do you love it?
I love it. And you are again?
I'm Jet, like the plane.
Chet,
Yeah.
Rich, and that's my husband Joe.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Jet. How's it going, brother?
Going great.
I'm a project manager that opens supermarkets. It's not glamorous, but I run a crew of people, kind of like bunch of misfits, but we're a traveling gypsy team, and we go from one store to another each day. And we're like a family, and you develop them and find if they're weak, you find something that they can do, and you praise them and try to make them better so that you don't have to do the work.
Right.
But you have to do it with love, but not too much love, because then you're giving too much of yourself, which you can't do and be a boss at the same time. But I'm a hands-on guy. Look at these hands, you know.
And so it sounds like that hustle was like you started off working in the grocery
16
stores, and
years
now
old.
you're building the grocery
Now
stores.
I'm deciding where everything goes and doing it my way, and it's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I had a lot of energy, and I'm compulsive,
Yeah.
and my husband's controlling. I'm compulsive, so there's a little difference between that. And when I come home, I'm exhausted, so I give a full day's of work. I'm up at 2:45 every morning. I'm at the gym at 3:50 in the morning. and I'm in the gym from 3:50 to 6 a.m. and then 7 to 4 with my job, and then I'm in bed by 7:30, and then I party all weekend in the Grove. So that's what life is. Balance.
How did you get into real estate?
Just watching Selling Sunset, that was my inspiration.
Who's your favorite character on Selling Sunset?
Really, I must say, Christy, I love to hate her.
What did you do before real estate?
I was actually a ballroom dancer.
What made you transition from ballroom dancing to real estate?
COVID, just decided to do something else.
Has it been a fulfilling career for you doing real estate?
Yeah, definitely.
And either say like what you're comfortable. If you're comfortable, like say a range,
I'll give you,
like a
I'll give you the
beginning
range.
range.
Like starting salaries in investment banking for analysts, starting above 100 to 120. For associates, starts from 175 to 250. Then VP level, those are the junior bankers, will be kind of like 250 to 350. So therefore, whatever level you are, that will be your base compensation, and your performance will be kind of like a factor of that. Therefore, you will have to add the base compensation plus the bonus. So therefore, you could end up as a year one analyst making roughly 200K your first year, so base compensation plus bonus. So you just put the effort and be a good analyst for your MD, and it will pay it off.
Sweet. But what was the salary range again for like doing real estate?
It really depends on how much work you put in. It's commission based, so the more you sell, the more money you make, and so it could be as little as 100,000 to like 5 million and more.
What is the salary range for that? I mean, if you're comfortable, you can tell us how much you make, but people usually like just to say like a range.
Sure, yeah. I mean, the salary range in my industry for the base is like 150, and then you can make double that on a good year.
Oh, nice. So that's like solid.
Yeah.
That definitely like you could live a decent life in New York with that. Do you live in New York?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the starting range to like the ending range?
Depends how much experience you have, how many clients you have. My husband and I, by God's grace, we're grateful. We both make really good money.
And what's like the salary range that people can make in that field?
At our shop, it starts about like 70 to 80 and up.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it can go to like 120
Okay. Is that
You know,
per
for
year or
right now.
hour?
per year.
Per year.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What has gotten you successful in the real estate? Because I mean, it sounds like you recently started.
It's contacts and social network, for sure.
So did you already have friends in real estate, and they were like, "Oh, we'll hook you up"?
I had a lot of contacts outside from different avenues. So yeah, like I think I would say to be sociable and to know a lot of people is the plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for people who want to get into your position to do what you're doing?
I mean, for me, I just kind of fell into it. So I think that people should try to find ways to make money that they can tolerate, which sounds kind of cynical.
Yeah.
But for me, it was about finding a job that I could do on a daily basis and not like feel as though my soul were being, ripped out of my body. I don't know that I would advise people to follow my footsteps necessarily, even though I'm happy with what I'm doing. I think that people should just be opportunistic when it comes to work. Always be ambitious and continue putting themselves ahead of the company that they're working for. And I think as long as they take those steps, then it'll work out.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there one secret, or it might be not like one secret, but something in general that gets you to that selling point that helps you sell a property? One thing that you do that helps you sell a property?
I think you think about the person you're helping with instead of think about yourself and what's good for you.
Yeah.
You just think about what's good for your client.
Do you have advice for people who want to follow your footsteps, be a successful project manager and gorgeous and partying?
I'm pretty much blessed that somebody found the perfect job for me because I can't be contained. I can't be told what to do. It works for me, but it's a very unique job. All I could say is just live your life and be the best you can be every day, even if somebody's bringing you down, because your name is on that. You got to be proud of what you do. You don't want to be this piece of shit looking to get out of work, going on disability, collecting a check that ain't yours. Just go to work, be a man, and the rewards will come to you.
Who was that person that saw that you didn't want to fit in a box?
The owner of my company, he told me years later, he said something that was strange. I can't remember the exact word, that, like mentally ill. It was funny, you know what I mean? Because it is, I'm placing hundreds of thousands of items in a store and making it all happen with a reason and a flow and some sense. You know what I mean? So it's just, it takes a unique individual. And I was lucky I had that because I really don't like to be told what to do. It's just me personally. Like I said, gain your experience, jump ship, and go somewhere else.
You would suggest to do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't wait around for these small raises?
Nope.
No.
But you gain the experience.
How much time do you, should someone stay at a company?
I'd
Would you
say
say
7 years.
7 years?
Yeah, it happened to my daughter. She has a very successful, worked for a medical college, made $130,000 at 26 years old, left and is doing better. But the reason why they hired her is because she worked for somewhere for 7 years and they thought that was amazing. Okay, so if you keep jumping too quickly, then you're not going to show any loyalty. So she showed growth, that she wanted something different. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Very good advice. Trust me on that one.
Yeah.
You jump because you're ready to jump. You've matured and you need to move on because it's holding you back.
Right.
You know, but they want loyalty. Everyone wants loyalty.
Do you have any advice for people who would want to get into your field?
There is an exam called the SIE. It's only $70, so if you're an undergrad, you can take it. Doesn't need a sponsorship from a financial institution. So I think if you pay the $70, buy the book online, do the exam for the amount I just said, we'll place you in a very good position in an interview or give you the skills that you're missing from school.
What advice would you have for someone who wants to get into that field and wants to follow your footsteps?
They have to love people, because it's a people industry. It's about relationship, 90% relationship, 10% talent.
Yeah.
It's really about getting to know someone to trust you. And then, of course, you do need talent,
Right.
and talent comes with time. It's artistic. You need to be artistic and creative and know who you're dealing with,
Right.
who the person is and what they're going to be able to carry, because you're helping them from inside out.
Right.
Making their image, helping them carry their image.
What advice do you have for people who want to get in a position like you, who want to work in a field like you do?
Honestly, just follow your heart and do what you love and just give it your all,
Right.
You just gotta really even when it's tough, nothing comes easy. So you gotta go through the rough times and then you will prevail if you really want to do it and you love it.
Right. What are your secrets for prevailing in those moments when you want to? There are other
Just
options.
stay strong, because when it's bad, if you stay strong, then it'll come back harder even when it's good.
Yeah.
Yes, just you gotta remember when it comes back, it's gonna be better.
How do you invest your money?
Most of my money is in Robinhood. Most of my money is just in indexes that just track the average of the market. I do the Dow Jones.
S&P 500 is the way to go. Would you also suggest CDs, bonds?
Take advantage of the treasury and how it's yielding. It's a very secure instrument and security, and therefore it's yielding above 5% sometimes. So
What advice do you have for people who want to become more rich?
save some money, invest,
Okay.
buy some stock, bonds.
Did you grow up rich or poor?
Upper middle class.
Upper
also,
middle class?
yeah.
How do you think that impacted you?
I started as an engineer, got a scholarship too. So even though if you're upper middle class, I think you can get scholarship. Went to Cornell. Therefore, Cornell shaped me to be in New York to begin with, and
Yeah.
I ended up being in finance as the major hub of the world. So yeah. So the life is gonna take you wherever life is gonna take you. So
Yeah.
it's about also putting a little bit of effort, and you will be placed in a good position. It doesn't have to be investment banking. It could be engineering or any other field.
Yeah.
So
Get deep with the money, just because I think money is very spiritual kind of thing. So feel free to answer if you're comfortable or not. And I'll share first. I kind of grew up a little bit middle class, almost in the poverty line. So how did you grow up?
I migrated to this country from Italy 17 years ago. Come from a very modest, I would say, borderline poverty line level. But I worked my way up from Italy all the way to England. I lived in London, and then I moved over here.
Was your goal to be a successful career person?
No, just I came to this country to be free and to be able to live, a free gay life. And
How did you grow up? Would you say you grew up below poverty line, middle class, rich?
It was definitely lower middle class. My mom probably made $35,000 a year, and she was able to eventually, when I was younger, she worked 3 jobs. eventually she worked just one job and was able to, like, you know, buy a house. But then she lost the house to bankruptcy. So it was definitely like money wasn't everywhere, certainly as a child. Yeah.
And how do you feel like that impacted your financial life as an adult?
I mean, it definitely made me more cognizant of saving money, spending money, certainly learning about interest rates at a young age in terms of like using credit and kind of getting into a hole. So it definitely made me more aware and more cautious.
What advice do you have for people to be successful like you?
I have lost everything. I have claimed bankruptcy twice in my life. Never have credit card debt. Use your credit card to build your credit, but never have credit card debt.
How does being gay affect your money?
Yeah, I mean, it's easier now. But growing up, I always thought that being gay prevented me from doing most of the things I wanted to do. And so, yeah, that's now not the case anymore.
And what does it look like now? What do you get to do now that you didn't get to do back then?
Just enjoy my life and be grateful for what I have, my wonderful husband and, you know, wonderful life. Very lucky, very privileged. I wake up thinking I'm happy that I was able to go from my nightmare place where I grew up to my dream place.
What's like the finance has been like along
I
that
have
journey?
a cool journey. I came out at 50, so I was married to a woman, had a family, left them the house, paid child support, gave her half my pension, did the right thing, and then I pretty much started from the bottom, but with the same job, and just kept going. And I do really well financially. I make a lot of money.
What are some fun purchases you like to make?
I usually like to buy pieces of art or pieces of furniture that I really like. I spend a lot of money on my dog. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Like cologne, traveling. Yeah.
What are you wearing nowadays? What kind of cologne?
Right now I'm wearing Tom Ford Oud, but I just got a bunch of like samples, so we'll be having another couple, I'm sure.
How would you say like being gay affects your financial life? Like, okay, it's like, you know, the parties, the maintaining the good looks, you know, all that stuff.
Well, I do spend a lot of money on Botox, but we don't drink. We don't go to the parties, so we're older now. So our lifestyles changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So we don't spend a lot of money to live a good lifestyle, but we do spend a lot of money on vacations. You know, because we go away 4 or 5 times a year.
Yeah.
You know.
And is that something that you two do to kind of stay connected? Kind of
Yes,
keep it
we
sexy?
love, and the beach.
As a gay man, when you ask that question about money, I think we do spend more money. It's like the difference between the Pines and the Grove. Pretentious in the Pines, everybody has to have status. In the Grove, bunch of weirdos. I'm one of those weirdos. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
yeah, I
it's
love
not
it.
that money matters.
Right.
It's the comfort of money and having just enough. And being blessed with not worrying about what someone else has. That's
Right.
good advice that I could give to anybody. Just be yourself, and be true to yourself, and the rewards will come. There's pretentious boys over there. Payback's a bitch.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of nice people. Don't get me wrong. But when I open my mouth in the Pines, they're not receptive to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a street guy that's a hustler and a worker.
Yeah.
I'm not a rich man, you know what I mean? So a little down to me, but I don't really care.
How do you feel like being gay impacts your money?
Definitely vodka sodas are expensive in New York. Therefore, if you don't have that much money, use a flask. Don't be ashamed. Just measure yourself. You don't have to impress anyone. Everyone started from the bottom, and be conscious and responsible with money, and therefore you will don't go to Mykonos your first year, go to the second one, save for it, plan ahead. So it's just about planning.
Right.
I think.
How do you feel like being gay impacts your finances as far as like the parties, the lifestyle?
Oh my fucking God, it's so expensive. It's crazy. But, like, whatever. Like, like, who am I saving it for?
Right. What do you tell yourself as far as like giving yourself permission to spend that money and splurge on yourself?
My parents will die one day. And I'll take that money.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Do you have any advice for people who maybe are in that nightmare place right now?
Yeah, something that really helped me was to visualize and focus on where I wanted to be instead of where I was.
Yeah.
And so I honestly just put in my mind, this is what I want to be. No matter the cost, I do whatever, and I did do whatever.
Yeah.
But then I went where I wanted to be instead of where I happened to be.
What's something you would share with your younger self?
This is my third marriage, married to 2 women, came out at 50, tell my younger self that I did the right thing. Get out of the closet if you're in the closet.
What was like one of the most special moments you've had with someone whose hair you were cutting?
It was one of my clients. She's not with us anymore. She passed. She got over.
in peace.
Yeah, her name was Maureen. She had ovarian cancer, and I ordered her a wig because her hair was falling out, and I encouraged her. I was her rock, and she came in, and I was gonna shave her hair off and style her wig to make her comfortable while she was going through her treatment. And as soon as I touched her hair with a comb, the hair came out in clumps, and I started bawling like a baby, snot coming out of my nose. It was, she was crying, I was crying. Her best friend was there, she was crying. And I said, Maureen, I'm so sorry, I thought I was gonna be stronger. And I was able to shave her head, put the wig on, and make her beautiful and comfortable, at a hard time like that.
What was like a really special moment you had in the chair with like a client? Like, is there one specific moment that you kind of felt like was life-changing?
I've had a few where clients were transitioning and I've shaved their hair off, and that's like a nice moment.
Yeah.
So
That's
like,
awesome.
yeah. I mean, and that's part of my like culture too, is queer culture, like, so that's always nice when someone in the family, you see them going on their journey.
Right.
Because we all have our own journey.
Yeah. Would you say finances ever affect that intimacy?
My husband and I, by God's grace, we both make really good money, and we both carry each other. So we do everything 50-50. It's a business, like a business. But if one doesn't have, the other one won't carry, so it works out like that.
Yeah.
But it can be stressful if you're having financial problems.
Right.
But 2 men's always better though, because they always make more money.
Would you say there's like a difference in queer businesses compared to other businesses?
Yes.
Yeah.
A little more caring and loving.
Yeah.
But also we love a dollar. So like, like the girls love a dollar. Look.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Coco. Kisses.
Mwah.
Mwah. Have so much fun. Bye. Right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. See you later. David, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Well, you two are so hot. Thank you so much for taking this time to answer some questions. Well, thank you so much.
You're a hot man.
Super fun, just talking to these guys. Thank you so much, y'all, for watching this episode of City Gays about the financial lives of the gays in Fire Island. Up next is my vlog of my trip in Fire Island, and then we're going to NOLA for Decadence, a super gay party, and we will ask the gays all about their shmoney. Love y'all. Bye.